All right, guys, you join us on a school day morning here with my daughter, Avery. Avery, how are you doing this morning?
Good.
We are going to do a little bit of something different today to get her to school. Normally, of course, we take the F-150 Lightning, but today we're going to do something a little different. We are going to have our first experience with the Robotaxi. So we've got it coming and on the way. Let's take a look here at the phone and see if we can get the reflection out. But you can see the car is currently driving our direction. It should come from right here in the road. And we are going to take it to Avery's school. So this will be the first student in all of your district to Robotaxi your way to school.
Are you sure?
Well, no, actually, I'm not sure, but I'm going to say it. You guys correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. We're waiting for the Robotaxi to arrive. It's going to be here in just a couple more minutes. So this will be a glimpse into the future. Come along with us and let's see how it goes. Will Avery get to school on time, or will she serve detention?
No, that's a tardy.
Will she get a tardy and be late, or will she serve detention? Stay tuned. Bo Family Evie is next. This should be fun. All right, so on the screen, what it does is it tells us that we can adjust the pin location for pickup. And we can also look here and it shows us the instructions to open the door handle, which for those maybe not familiar with the Model Y is what I'm assuming is going to show up. That'll kind of help them out. And then this will also show that the vehicle arrives with exterior lights pulsing. And it gives us the license plate as well so that we know the correct vehicle is the one in front of us, which won't be a problem here in a neighborhood. But if this was going to be in some other location like a restaurant, it might be different. We are in a school zone ourselves. There is an elementary school right down the street. So this will be an interesting task to see which direction it takes. Does it turn us back around down the main road? Does it go down the road here where the school is with more traffic? Lots of questions. How is it going to navigate the area around the junior high school and all the traffic and kids that are there? I think it's a good test. I think it's a good use case as well. So I see it here coming on the corner. Let's take a look as it arrives. All right, so here we see our first glimpse of the Robotaxi arriving to come and pick us up. All right, so we have shown Avery here on the app how to open the door, push the wide part of the handle, and let's see if Avery can figure it out. Look at that, so easy, a child can do it. Let's jump inside and get Avery to school. On the app, it shows us which door is open. So we're gonna hop inside. Down here on the screen, it welcomes us. Said, "Welcome, Christopher." You can see it says close all doors. We can also open the trunk if we needed to, if we were on our way to an airport. Right now, it's got the hazard lights on. It does need us to put our seatbelt on. There we go. All right, we are now all buckled in for safety. So the screen is telling us our location of where we're going. And then Avery, do you want to start the ride?
Yes.
And then it shows us on the map where we're going next. And we can head on our way. So this will be a first glimpse at how it does navigating through a complex school zone. There are lots of cars going through. There are speed bumps. You can see the visualization on the screen just like you would normally. Lots of kids, lots of adults, folks walking around. There's a Toyota here trying to open up their car door. There is another car turning the wrong way to park in front of the school. So lots of unique challenges for the vehicle to try to figure out. As we head through the neighborhood, we have cars exiting the school from their drop-off with the kids. And I'd say it got through that pretty flawlessly. As we turn off of the street where the school is, we are still in a neighborhood, still with kids and families walking to school, but this part gets a lot easier. And then it looks like it is going to take us over to the main road here. Normally for us, we would take a path that can take us all the way through the neighborhood, take a little bit of a shortcut, but this is going to be the safer and easier route to take for sure. Down here, looking at the time, it says we are going to arrive in 16 minutes, which is 8:04. So we'll keep an eye on that. That does get her there just a couple minutes early, but we're normally a little bit faster than this would be. Are you concerned about detention?
No.
Tardy.
If I get too many, yes, but if I get like one, then no.
Will the Robotaxi make Avery tardy? Let's find out together. The future of my child depends on it.
What?
Okay, maybe not the future. All right, so we are now turning towards Mission Boulevard, which is the major road here that goes all the way from Castro Valley down into Fremont and beyond. Lots of traffic on this road, so again, this will be a good test for it to see how it does navigating this part of the journey. There is a brother Model Y right there. Probably not on FSD. While we are waiting, Avery, if she likes, can take down here on the screen, and let's see what you can find in navigation. Do you want to press that button right there and see maybe the one to the right? There you go. Yeah, what's in there? So as you pull that up, there you go. You got Spotify, YouTube, Netflix. Let's go to, you got Disney Plus, you got Hulu. Let's go to YouTube. There we go. Let's take a look at what we have there. So we are now on to Mission Boulevard while Avery brings up YouTube. And let's see what she can find here for entertainment on her way to school. Oh, look, it's Bo Family EV. What a great choice. For all you guys, don't forget to watch our videos and to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Little Kyle Connor in the morning for Avery Rose to learn about EVs with. Little thumbs up for my video with Kyle. Can I thumbs up myself? Oh no, you got to sign in to thumbs up. So when you get into your Robotaxi, make sure that you sign in so that you can thumbs up, like, and subscribe to Bo Family EV. On with the journey. When you think about your experience, Avery, and you think about your option maybe to get home with a Robotaxi or to take the bus or to have to wait for a ride, would you rather do the bus, wait for a ride, or take a Robotaxi home? The future is now. If you want to ignore your children, you can send a Robotaxi instead. But we wouldn't do that to you. We're still gonna come get you. All right, onward on Mission Boulevard. We are passing a Starbucks. It would be interesting if we wanted to stop at Starbucks. Is there a way to do it? There needs to be a partnership where on the screen you can say stop at the Starbucks. That would be pretty cool. No time for that though.
Yeah.
Got to get you to school. On the screen, it has a little summary that says we're 13 minutes away. Time is now 8:06 to school. And then it says allow live actions from Robotaxi. I'm going to allow those. The Robotaxi is changing lanes. At this part of Mission Boulevard, it becomes a 3-lane highway as it approaches Mission. And this is where it will eventually, at the stoplight ahead, turn right. On both the app and the lower screen, we have the ability to change the temperature controls. You can also tell it to pull over or call for support. So let's see how it does with this turn, which should be no problem at all. Smooth turn, natural turn, good acceleration. This did take a different route than I anticipated, though. It is heading down Dakota, it looks like. I had anticipated it going down Whipple, which is the route that we take. This also explains why it's probably going to take a little bit longer than it would have for us.
Because there's another school district right there.
There is another school right over here. Shout out to the Cybertruck that is right there. That is going to be the coolest parent in the pickup and drop-off line. Dakota is definitely a road with more traffic, more stoplights, and as we pass a school and all the crosswalks and school kids crossing, that makes it more complex, but it did not affect us here. I'm interested to see how it kind of doubles back to the area where Avery's school is. All right, as we pass this area, we've got the train tracks. An interesting thing, if you were on a bus, for example, on a public bus, they will have to stop at every train track and verify that there is no train coming. And so this has train tracks in 2 different areas of Dakota, and this drives just like a normal taxi, Uber, or any of us would. It does not have to stop at the train tracks and do that extra pause, which I agree with. Continuing down Dakota, we hit a red light and it seems to be slowing just fine, very naturally, nothing abrupt or crazy. It feels exactly like it would if it were any driver. What do you think so far of the Robotaxi? Does it feel any different than when I drive or Mom or anybody else gives you a ride?
No.
What about when you drive? Does it feel different than when you drive?
I don't drive, though.
Fair point. So Avery does not drive yet, and with things like FSD, she may never have to. But for now, we're going to enjoy the ride as the light turns green.
Yeah.
I will say the smoothness of the Model Y has always impressed me. FSD with the Cybertruck isn't nearly as smooth for some reason, and certainly it's a lot different than Blue Cruise when I'm in the Lightning and we're doing stop and go traffic. The one pedal drive, or just the abruptness of the acceleration and the stopping, is much more harsh and is very refined in the Model Y, and it does a great job. It really does feel natural. On the screen you can see all of the visualization of the cars around us, which I always appreciate. It's just a good reminder of all the things that the vehicle is trying to process. The safety monitor or driver in California is required to be in the driver's seat. That is different than what we saw in Austin, where they could be on the passenger side. So this is very typical for California, and is exactly what Waymo did back when it very first started operating. They also had a safety monitor in the seat, and then it was connected remotely, which I assume this one is as well if needed. And on the main screen are the options to pull over, stop in lane, call for support. All of those are there on the screen as well. So as we approach our turn, it's signaling, and we've got a crosswalk here, and it's handling everything perfectly well again. So impressive job. I suppose it shouldn't be impressive in the fact that it's so smooth and almost boring. No excitement, no horn honking, no crazy abrupt changes, no emergency stops. It's now changing lanes itself to get into the next lane over as it approaches where it will need to go for Avery's school. We are also passing the local
Beautiful high school.
This is the future high school for Avery. As she progresses through middle school, she will eventually end up here. So we have passed numerous school zones and all the challenges that come with that, and it has handled them perfectly well. Something else that I kind of appreciate is that it's doing about 41 miles an hour right now and keeping up with the flow of traffic. It's driving completely normal. Technically that is above the speed limit. What would happen if the police pulled the Robotaxi over? That would be interesting, but I think this is exactly how I would drive and how it should drive. It, to me, would not be safe if it strictly adhered to the exact posted speed limit. What do you guys think about that? Here we are coming to a bit of an abrupt stop there. It's a green light, but the traffic in front of us had come to a stop. That was probably the harshest of the stops that we have felt. What do you think, Avery? That one was a bit of a stronger brake.
My phone slid a little.
Did you slip a little bit? Yeah.
No, my phone did.
Oh, the phone did. Gotcha. So as we've kind of entered the stop and go traffic area, that was the first time we've seen it have to react to a sudden change in speed, where it went from 40 miles an hour very quickly down into the low teens, mid-teens. So, but again, never felt unsafe. It is just the first time we've noticed it not be the perfectly smooth reaction. So let's see what it does next. If you owned a car with full self-driving, would you rather it drive you to all the places you wanted to go, the store, your friend's house, to school, maybe you'll be in college by that point, or do you still want the experience of having a car that you drive?
I feel like both.
You want it to do both, depending on your choice? So sometimes you're driving it, and sometimes you just let it take you wherever you want? So that's a future choice that I certainly didn't have. But as I get older and get to a point where maybe the eyes don't work well anymore, maybe at night, and I need a vehicle to drive me, instead of having to rely on something like a paraservice or a support bus or retirement community, you could have a future where the Robotaxi takes you everywhere you need to go. So as we get the green light back, let's continue on to the school. Just an update on the time. We are still looking at 8:06. Her classes start at 8:10, so we are currently just a few minutes away, and we'll see how it does when it gets to the actual school itself. In that area, traffic gets pretty bad at drop-off time. Will it take us to the front of the school? Will it go into the school parking lot to the drop-off line? That will be interesting to see. So this will be probably the most exciting part of the journey, is to see how it handles the very end, because that's where you've got just hundreds of kids, dozens and dozens of cars, and a lot of different options for it to choose from, and it'll be curious to see what it does. I would hesitate to guess because there's so many options available to it, but it's going to be really fun to find out what it does. So as I look at the app on the screen and see what it is doing, it does not look like it's going to pull into the pickup line. It looks like it's going to pull up past the normal drop-off point and drop us off in front of the school. So that will be an interesting thing to watch, as there's a lot more kids walking around there, but I can definitely see that it's not going to take the parking lot route for the school drop-off, which I can't really fault it for. And it's probably going to pick us up or drop us off further in front of the school than we would like. I'm curious if we hit pull over sooner than that, if it will do it. We'll have to see if there is a spot to pull over and if it's able to make that choice as well. So I think that's the move we're going to make. Just looking at the screen here, I don't want it to go as far as I think it's going to take us. So we'll see if there's a lot of cars parked there. Let's see how it handles this left turn. And you've got now 2, 3, 4 cars. It's still staying green, so we're going to make it with no problem. Sometimes you do get stuck as the 5th car there. This time it was not an issue. So here you can see all the cars of folks that have already dropped off their kids. And this is where I think on the app, it says make sure to gather your belongings, arriving soon on the screen. And now I think on the app, I'm going to hit, as we approach the school, pull over. And I'm curious what it does. So I've told it to pull over. It says end ride early. I have confirmed. And from confirming on the screen now, we are passing the area where I would normally do the drop-off. This is the drop-off line here in the parking lot. And right over here, we've got the crosswalk and the crossing guard. And there's an area that says bus only, but it's a common white zone for people to be dropped off at. And the Robotaxi is signaling. It looks like it's going to stop just short of the bus only zone. So that is the right choice to make. And there we go. We have done it. You have successfully had a Robotaxi take you to school, Avery. What do you think? Thumbs up. Now you don't have to serve detention. You've got 3 minutes, though, to make it to class. So let's get her out of here, guys. She gets out. And we give a hug. You have a great day. Enjoy school. We will see you after school. That's it for Bow Family EV's first Robotaxi ride. Avery is going to make it to school successfully without getting detention. We'll see you on the next one. Don't forget, if you haven't already, like and subscribe. Leave your comments about what you think. Would you take a Robotaxi ride to work, to school, for an appointment? I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Bye-bye.